IVM.
बुराई चाहे जितनी भी आगे चली जाए हमेशा हैज इट एज वेल से पीछे रहती है. That's a lesson for you. Hello and welcome to Has It Aged Well. My name is Abbas. That was a quote from the 2004 super hit racer movie, Dhoom.
Buddy cop movie.
Buddy cop. Yeah, actually, yeah. Buddy cop movie. That's a better
Can't believe I have a
Heist.
better term.
I was going to go with heist, but buddy
Yo.
cop makes way better sense.
Starring John Abraham, Uday Chopra, Rimi Sen, Isha Dale, and my co-actor Abhishek Bachchan.
Yes.
We'll come to that. With me in the studio is my co-host Urjita.
Hello, कैसा है भाई लोग? Hey.
Of course, yes. A favorite character in all
My
of cinematic
favorite character,
history.
yes.
And joining us to talk about Dhoom from 2004 is a filmmaker. He's someone who's dabbled in comedy, but he's an all-round personality and his star is going to rise very high.
Thanks, Abbas.
Please welcome to the podcast, Sumedh Natu! Hi, Sumedh.
Hi, guys.
On this very early Thursday morning, which I dragged you out of bed to do
Which
this
I've
podcast.
woken up at 6:30 in the morning for
Wow.
to come from Pune.
So
Wow.
you're coming straight from Pune?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Guys, you see the
wow.
dedication our guests have to this podcast.
Yes, I have prepped for this a lot. I've
तुम
watched Dhoom periodically
तुम बस से
in the
आए,
cab.
बस से आए, गाड़ी से आए या बाइक से यामाहा
Nice.
बाइक से आए.
So we're discussing Dhoom from 2004. So, guys, confession time, guys. I had never seen any of the three Dhoom movies. Last night I saw the first Dhoom.
What?
First, yes.
How did you escape this part of your childhood?
I'll tell you how. Because in 2004...
तुम्हारा लेटर बॉक्स पे अकाउंट खुला कैसे?
Yeah.
तुम नहीं देखी है?
Soon his top 4 on Letterboxd will be Dhoom,
Yeah.
Dhoom 3.
yes.
And now he'll be waiting for Dhoom.
और अब्बास पता क्या रिव्यू डालेगा? Quite enjoyable. Didn't expect it to be so good. And everybody will just
That was my...
question mark.
The bike acted the best.
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino भी बोलेगा भाई क्या येड़ा है क्या तूने धूम नहीं देखी है?
I'll tell you why. Because in 2004, a very sprightly Abbas Mumin was 16 years old and was only getting interested in cinema. And I was under the impression that Dhoom, that's for the popular kids. I'm the more Swadesh type person. Okay, I'm the
I
guy who
see.
likes serious cinema.
Right.
Cinema should change lives. It should
It should have an
affect-
impact on the
It
people.
should have an impact on the people. It should be the voice of the voiceless. Dhoom? Bikes?
I was going on my bicycle doing that to people at that time.
Dude,
so.
it did give voice to the voiceless, the bikes.
Of
They are the
course, yeah.
voiceless. They
Because
got
bikes
a
don't
voice.
make noise at
And
all.
it made so much of a career, so much. It brought so many changes to bikes as a company.
I like your dedication to this bit, Urjita.
I forgot brand Yamaha.
Suzuki.
Oh, by the way,
Suzuki,
if you go to the IMDb trivia page, the first piece of trivia is some guy listing out all the bikes that have been used in this film. So there is a dedicated bike fan base.
I just want to say that the highlight of my life when I watched Dhoom, and I watched it several times
Right.
when it released,
Yeah.
and I will wear that as a badge of pride.
Sure.
Are two things.
Yeah.
A, I stood in line to get an autograph from John Abraham,
Ooh.
and B, I actually managed to find someone so that I could get a bike ride on a Suzuki Hayabusa, and
It changed
both
my life.
delivered really well. Both really delivered.
Let's get into that. So,
पर सुजुकी के एक्चुअली ये भी काफी बढ़ गए थे ना shares after Dhoom.
Yeah,
That,
I
like-
want to believe it.
yeah, that's
that
an urban
actually
legend that
happened.
you have accepted.
Dude, like we had a professor in school who used to like come to the school with on a bicycle. तो हम उनको Hayabusa बुलाते थे. Hayabusa sir. Because the thing is, you see, like the personality was very tough. Like
Yeah,
very
and you know
tough
what? I was about to say
exterior.
secretly he liked it. He
Yeah.
knew this and he
Yeah,
liked it.
He's like a tough exterior. He would always be like very, stiff की नहीं कोई मेरे सामने कुछ नहीं परंपरा प्रतिष्ठा अनुशासन और बाइक पे आ रहे हैं तू डंडे लेके. So it just like it was such a contradiction that I think we all loved calling him.
Oh, okay. What did he teach?
Hayabusa. Sanskrit.
Okay,
Sanskrit?
this just took a nose dive.
Sanskrit, math, English.
Oh, everything.
Very bad,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
One of
yeah.
those teachers. Nice.
In my all-male school,
Yeah.
Dhoom was a phenomenon.
Of course it was.
It was such a phenomenon.
Yeah.
It was the figuring out of what masculinity means for
Right.
an entire generation.
Right.
And it was also the year where everyone realized that this is the one thing they wanted to buy when they went go to college. So
You have first memories of watching this film? How did this film enter your life?
it entered my life because two of my friends went to watch it first.
Okay.
And two of them fell in love with John Abraham, which in my vastly homophobic school was quite an
A
anomaly.
revolution, yeah.
And we were all like, who is this man with straight long hair that we have never been able to grow our entire lives? And
Clearly.
rippling muscles. And
Yeah.
the next day, 5 of us went to watch Dhoom, and the rest was history. I got a DVD set when it came out
Nice.
with extended, like, behind the scenes.
But like I wanted to ask, did you guys like John Abraham at all? Not John, sorry, Abhishek Bachchan. I meant Abhishek Bachchan.
I thought he was immaterial. My two faves were John Abraham and Uday Chopra. I
Even
loved
in
Uday
childhood,
Chopra.
you
Yeah.
liked Uday Chopra.
Yeah, I loved
Nice.
Uday Chopra.
Nice.
And we all spent. I couldn't speak much Hindi then, and I want to say Dhoom was my first gateway to even learning some Hindi.
Oh.
And through the Uday Chopra character?
Through the Uday Chopra
Oh
character.
my god, okay.
I feel like I must have offended very several different layers of
course,
Hindi
yeah.
literatures.
Wow.
But the way Uday Chopra spoke in the movie was how I believed everyone in Mumbai spoke at that time.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, and even now, like I feel like with some of my friends, I'll still say "Jarela hai, Arela hai" because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I love how you learned how to speak Hindi from Uday Chopra, whose character is actually trying to speak in English.
That is
Throughout
true.
the
That is
movie.
true. We had what he didn't.
And the
he
weird
had
thing is
what I
that
didn't.
जैसे वो हिंदी बोल रहा है ना वैसे महाराष्ट्रियंस हिंदी बोलते हैं ये
Yeah,
तेरा
yeah,
बोट चेमट में गया तो अरे तू आ रहा है कुटे जातो so
मेरा
it
bad
like
luck ही खराब
मेरा
है.
bad luck ही खराब है and I was like when I watched the movie rewatched it अभी recently I was like dude he's a Maharashtrian there is no way Ali is not
Wow,
a
Urjita.
Maharashtrian.
You're not into racial stereotyping.
No, but by the way, Ali incidentally named after, do you all know?
Nusrat Fateh Ali.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, because his full name in the movie
Yeah.
is some Ali something Fateh Ali
Ali,
Khan.
yeah.
They mention it when he's checking into the hotel
Yeah,
later
that was
on.
going to be my quiz question.
Damn it.
Right, okay.
We are ahead of you
Yeah.
this time. But Urjita, your first memories of watching Dhoom?
I remember I really fell in love with John Abraham
Okay.
and I wanted to be Isha Deol.
Oh.
I was like मुझे बड़े होके hot बनना है. मुझे भी stage
Wait,
पे-
when
because
did you see this film?
I school only.
Okay.
I was 6 years old.
हाँ.
तो I of course when I was 6 years old तो मैं थिएटर में देखने नहीं गई थी मैंने टीवी पे ही देखी थी तो तभी का उतना याद नहीं है बट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट थोड़े साल बाद 8-9-10
course,
साल
yeah,
की हुई एंड आई वाज लाइक बिकॉज द थिंग इज ईशा देओल शी वाज डूइंग एवरीथिंग दैट एवरी गर्ल इन अ प्राइमरी स्कूल वाज डूइंग वो एक तो शॉर्ट्स वगैरह पहन रही है वो स्टेज पे डांस कर रही है यू नो शी इज कॉर्निंग मैन या दैट आल्सो 6-year-olds do.
Right.
So I really wanted to be something like her. But I also really liked Ali. And I remember just enjoying his whole comedy so much. I remember मैं उसके dialogues quote करती थी. Even today, like Dhoom 2 में जो उसका dialogue है, वो अभी भी like अगर अभी आज भी अगर कोई मुझे बोलता है that you know I am in love with this girl or guy, I'm like उसको पता है उसकी जिंदगी में कितनी खुशी आने वाली है.
Incidentally, was Dhoom after Mohabbatein?
Mohabbatein was
Much
2000
after.
and Dhoom was 4 years later.
So Uday Chopra had already had
Happened, but
but
yeah,
he was found.
he was or rather Ali found him
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
movie.
And Neela Nikki had also happened?
Neela Nikki, no.
I'm not sure. I think
Neela
Neela Nikki was the year,
बाद में
following
आई
year.
थी.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that like a monumental film in the
For Uday
film
Chopra's
movie?
life, for sure.
Yeah.
I really liked even. I have no right to like shade on him. I liked all these movies.
So
Yeah.
we talked about this in the Mohabbatein episode also. Urjita said that she was fond of Uday Chopra, and my
Is.
take was and my take was he comes across as a nice guy, but I don't ever think he was a good actor. And even in this film, I think John Abraham is great. Like
Oh, fuck.
he's killing
Too
it. Abhishek and Uday just meet the requirements, like what they're supposed to be. They just about meet it.
Okay, so I have a different take.
Okay.
When I watched Dhoom for the first time, I thought John was the highlight of it. And the others were insignificant.
Okay.
And after I watched it now, I'm like, John Abraham has worn one expression his entire film. And I thought Uday and Abhishek were genuinely great.
Oh.
And I feel like this should have been Uday's strong suit. Like, he could have spent his entire career playing really strong, supporting, fun characters.
That's what I had
instead
mentioned.
of trying to be a lead man. And
Yeah.
this role was tailor-made for him. It was so good. But I don't know, like...
See, because I feel like comedy, not every actor can pull
Yeah.
off comedy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, John Abraham also can't pull off comedy. He has been given so many chances. Houseful 2, Houseful 3, Welcome
Masala.
to Garam Masala. So many. Garam Masala, he was still bearable, I think, because of the kind of lallu role that
He
he was
wasn't
playing.
bad in Dostana, though.
Dostana, comedy? No, he didn't do any comedy in Dostana.
Maybe
But
I need to
Abhishek
rewatch
Bachchan,
that.
He was a
Abhishek
good-
Bachchan did the heavy lifting when it comes to comedy in Dostana.
Okay, maybe I need to
yeah.
rewatch it again.
Heavy lifting is putting it very.
तुमको क्या प्रॉब्लम है? तुमको
discussed-
अभिषेक से क्या प्रॉब्लम है
We've
बस?
discussed Dostana on this film.
But,
I
which-
thought he was a close friend of yours.
yeah, I mean, no shade to Abhishek. We'll come to
No,
what my experience.
क्लोज फ्रेंड नहीं. अब्बास ने कहा शक्ल तो हमें भी एक दूसरे की पसंद नहीं, पर हम दोनों को एक दूसरे की जरूरत है क्योंकि हम एक दूसरे के साथ काम करते हैं.
In fact, there's a scene in this film, later in the scene, where Abhishek Bachchan is across a bar and John Abraham is making him a drink.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so relatable. I see where Abhishek was channeling the scene that I was with him.
So then
for.
you relate at like how does it feel to relate with John like on some level?
So good. You know what I like about this film? It's 2 hours, 8 minutes, in
Yeah.
and out. Doesn't waste time.
Yeah, for a film made then,
Yeah.
which you would expect to like really milk 3 hours of screen
Right.
time.
Actually, no. So here's the thing: 2004, and we've been discussing in the last couple of episodes films from the late 90s, and I can see this was the birth of the multiplex era, right? So films were getting shorter, and because they could fit in more show times in there. And the one thing I experienced is that the images look so sharp. Like we're discussing films like Mohabbatein and Dil To Pagal Hai. There was a weird kind of 90s sheen kind of a thing.
Yeah.
The images are way more sharper here, maybe because they started shooting digitally. I haven't researched about that. But there's just something about this wave of early 2000s film, even films like Ek Hasina Thi, which look great, even like almost 20 years later, which films from the late 90s have started looking old. You know, there's a certain, I don't know how to explain it, certain
I know what you're
oldish
saying.
quality.
They're very
visually.
dated in terms of their look.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when Dhoom came out, even when Dhoom 2 came out for the matter,
Right.
like, they were incredibly good visually.
Yeah.
Right.
And now I feel like a lot of Bollywood films have really like flown from
Okay.
those two films and taken the visuals
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Like if you look at Dhoom and now see a film like War,
Hmm.
like War looks phenomenal,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think it took a Dhoom to like get that to happen at some point.
In fact, you know, the film I kept remembering again and again when I was watching Dhoom last night, I was watching Dhoom for the first time, was Pathan. I was like, they've almost taken the same sort of,
The
not
cat
outline.
and mouse chase.
Cat and mouse chase. It's about high-tech action. John is the villain, and he's almost like you've cut paste him from Kabir to Jim. His name is, I think, in Pathan.
Jim, yeah.
It's almost the same. I was like, yeah, of course he did Jim well because he's done this in Dhoom before.
Yeah.
So and again, Yashraj has taken template is the word I was looking for. They've taken the same template. Let's make a high octane action thriller which has set piece after set piece after set piece, where it's a cops and robbers game, and it's the heist, the backstory, not a backstory, subplot involved and all of that, and just give it to the people and they'll love it.
After watching Dhoom yesterday, I realized that they've ripped 2 films like end to end,
Okay.
Oh.
and I'm very curious if
I would guess one of them is Fast and Furious.
that for sure.
Okay. Mission Impossible.
I didn't figure.
There's
Mission
one scene where
Impossible, but
John literally hangs from a leash.
I
Like,
thought Ocean's
Spider-Man.
11 and
Okay.
Heat,
Heat.
both of which had come out, 100% they've ripped Heat.
Okay.
There is no way they have not seen that as like
Okay.
because like the very base of like an iconic cop and
Correct.
villain
Yeah.
like talking to each other periodically on the phone.
So who's the Robert De Niro and who's the Al Pacino?
it's being channeled by.
The way they are talking also, no, I noticed that it is very cool. Like,
Of course,
I
yeah,
find
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the way Abhishek is talking, like I can see like they have seen all these Hollywood movies and they have seen their older movies. Like उनको ऐसा लग रहा था धूम के पहले मैं प्रेम की दीवानी हूँ दिखाया था, जॉन इब्राहिम का वो जिस्म दिखाया था, and not his जिस्म,
Yeah,
his
the
movie
John Abraham का वो
जिस्म.
Thanks
जिस्म.
for the clarification.
Sorry, आगबईश. Anyway, तो उनके पुराने movies दिखाए थे and आदि चोपड़ा was like ये नहीं करना है.
Yeah.
And that's why like they were like, you know, Adi Chopra was like, now it's time to move on from this genre of acting. Now you're about to like, you have to be the Tom Cruise and
Yeah.
the Al Pacino of this
Yeah,
generation. And Abhishek, so John was like,
And Abhishek was like, challenge
yeah,
accepted.
got it. And John Abraham was like, Got it.
That's half smile that he does.
Yeah.
But Aditya Chopra speaks about this in the Romantics documentary, if you've seen that.
I have, but I don't remember what.
So he has this longish, they dedicate quite a good amount of time to this, where he says that we were hedging our bets on Mujhse Friendship Karoge, which was Ritik, and who else was in
मुझसे
that movie?
friendship
Kareena?
करोगे नहीं
मुझसे दोस्ती करोगे?
Yeah.
One of
That was
the two.
Hrithik, Kareena. and-
Ritik, Kareena and Rane.
Yes.
And also Uday Chopra, also
yeah.
Jimmy Shergill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mohabbatein Part 2. So they were hedging their bets on that movie. And side by side, he was working on Dhoom, which was supposed to be their experimental return to action films because Yash Raj had not done action in a long time.
पहले कौन सा action किया था?
They did Vijay in 1988,
man.
which
yeah,
bombed.
huh.
So Yash Raj never did action throughout the 90s. They were having success with romance. And so, yeah, Aditya Chopra was cooking this. Aditya Chopra and Uday Chopra were cooking this thing on the side as a side project. And then Mujhse Dosti Karoge bombed. But Dhoom was the one that took off. That kind of kicked off Yash Raj trying to reach out to the younger demographic, which is another thing I realized that 2004, this film is actually blatantly reaching out to the urban young
Yeah.
boys like you and me.
Yeah.
Like jinko bikes mein interest hai,
Yeah.
you know, who like this Hollywoodized version of a Hindi film.
I have a question for you. When you watched Dhoom, did you originally like really enjoy watching it? Or also did you like it to show a lot of support to the boys?
Wow.
I was too young for this, but I think there were other movies for sure that I had pretended to like just because the boys were liking it. Not the boys in general, but the cinephiles. Like I have done a lot of things just to say, oh yeah, I'm also cinephile now. Pretending to like The Godfather was one of them. But
that was Jab Met for me. In the beginning, now
It's
I really
okay.
like
Tit
it.
for tat to Urjita. It's okay.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, fair,
That's
yeah.
that with like 5 quotes in
Yeah.
the theater, going like
But,
10 minutes.
This
but
Godfather
yeah.
thing is so ingrained. Have you seen Barbie, the Margot Robbie movie?
Yeah, I have.
In
yeah.
that they've put that joke
Yeah.
in. So yeah.
So, but yeah, like Dhoom, I remember liking it even then. Of course, like it did not reach out to me the way the way Mohabbatein did or the way DDLJ did.
Right.
But of course, I really enjoyed watching it. But it was more like a hadi ke ho gaya.
Right.
But
Like-
if there was a film catered to the male gaze, it's Dhoom, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
within
Yeah.
the
For
first
sure,
5
that's-
minutes, Rimi Sen's introduction is just her butt, then her cleavage, then it pans from her feet to her face,
Navel, how could you miss the
Navel.
navel? Yeah.
and then
Wow.
You have that short break.
Sorry.
Please. This was Dilbar Shikdum.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
And do you know, I don't know how true this is, but there is an urban legend that Sanjay Gadvi, the director of this film, apparently shot some very steamy sex scenes with Abhishek and Rimi Sen, and which were vetoed down by Aditya Chopra. And they're like, we can't show this. This is too steamy. So then in place of that, they shot the Shikdum song. And those hot, steamy sex scenes are in the Yash Raj vault somewhere.
Wow.
So much so that on the IMDb trivia page says they will never see the light of day and most probably will be destroyed.
अब तक किया क्यों नहीं है फिर?
Was Dhoom a UA rating film or an A rating film?
UA, I
I
think
think
UA.
it-
Ha,
I think it
maybe
was
for
a UA
that
rating,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Shikdum was also like quite A.
Yeah.
I would
It
like
was.
to say.
Yeah.
Even today, I feel like अरे क्या है क्या चल रहा है? ए कुछ भी क्या? अरे सुबह सुबह थोड़ी ना ऐसा देखते हैं सब. But it was very hot. I loved it. And also like, oh, by the way, I had completely forgotten why I had enjoyed Dhoom. For a very weird reason. Okay. So I felt like there was no representation of brown beauties in Bollywood. Not enough representation.
Oh.
We had
Oh,
Sushmita Sen and all.
right.
But like over here, we had Isha Deol. We had Rimi Sen. And so much so like, okay, it could have like passed. It could have been passed off as a coincidence. कि नहीं, ये दोनों, they just happened to be hard. But no. धूम में उनको ब्रॉन्ज ब्यूटी ही चाहिए थे क्योंकि फिर ऐश्वर्या को भी उन्होंने ब्रॉन्जर लगाया धूम 2 में. That's how I knew ये have representation ये. So
But
that
to
also
balance
was,
it out, they got Tata Young to do the Dhoom song.
Oh my god, that ending.
Doom.
oh fuck, so hot.
That was really hot.
So hot, dude. The whole that whole patch with John Abraham and what was her name? Miss Young.
Tata Young.
Tata Young. Oh, dude, fuck, so good.
One of my uncoolest school memories is that they had sent 60 of us boys for a rain dance to a place called Splash Mountain.
Okay.
And
I'm liking this already.
Oh god.
Yeah.
and we thought it was really cool then, but They played Tata Young's Dhoom Dhoom then, and all boys danced together, thinking it was
So
cultural moment.
So you played John or Tata?
I sat away finally. Actually, I didn't. I participated. I have no.
you didn't dance in the rain on what, Splash Mountain?
No.
Okay, not much splashing there. But
Nice on a bus.
but you remember Tata Young had a moment.
What did she do after?
So I don't know about after. She had 3 high points. Okay, she had this song called "Sexy Naughty Bitchy Me." If you remember.
Oh my God!
Sexy
Yes.
Naughty Bitchy.
Wow.
Like everything that boys wrote for her in the
Yeah,
comment
yeah,
section of the song. उसका उन्होंने गाना बना दिया.
Then she had the Dhoom title
Right.
song, which was huge. Then, if you remember, this is a very peculiar millennial memory. The Star World TV channel, when it was launched, they had this song, Absolutely Everybody. That was done by Tata
Oh my
Young.
God,
Okay,
yes, I'd forgotten about it completely.
Everybody,
Wow.
absolutely
Wow.
everybody.
There is
I
also
feel like these are repressed memories.
there is
Like,
also
coming out here.
another urban legend associated
Yeah.
with her. So many people actually mistook Yana Gupta in Babuji Zara Dheere Chalo for Tata Young.
Tata Young? What?
Yeah.
Good
Like
cheese.
for the,
I mean,
I
Yana
know
Gupta
very
is
different people,
Russian?
but then no, she's not. Yana
I mean,
Gupta apni
partly.
hai. I
No?
think
Okay.
apni hai. I'm
Okay,
not
we'll
sure.
cut this out.
But yeah. So, but yeah, many people mistook her for Tata Young, including
She had
me.
such a moment that she hosted an episode of MTV Select.
Really?
Yeah, I think there was one thing where for a whole day it was Tata Young Day on MTV, and she was guest hosting every show.
And guess which brand sponsored that?
Tata? मैं सोच रहा हूँ young. I'm like, no, of course it's Tata. You want to do a plot synopsis? It's essentially a traditional cops and robbers
Yeah.
story where we were introduced to Abhishek Bachchan's character. His name is what? Jay something, no? Wait, let me
Yeah,
just
Jay.
confused. Confirm, sorry.
Jay and Ali.
ACP.
Jay
something.
Ali. Huh.
And what is John's?
ACP Jay Dixit. Okay, I'll take it again.
It was Amitabh's name also Jay in
That was Vijay.
Vijay, yeah,
Yeah.
in Sholay. I was just
Vijay was his iconic
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
Okay, I'll take it again. So we're introduced to Abhishek Bachchan, who plays ACP Jay Dixit, and there is a robbery that has happened.
Yeah, the movie begins with a
With
robbery.
the robbery, yeah.
And
Another thing I love, shot on location in Mumbai.
yeah, but
The
I
entire
feel
film.
like this is one of the best parts of the film, and I think one of the crucial reasons why it works. It's because a film about bikes set in Mumbai, a place that you do not associate with high speed racing,
Right.
gave hope to so many urban young kids that they can also zoom around in the city of traffic jams.
I have a
Sure.
quiz question on that.
I don't know how much of a good thing that was, but
I
I
know,
take your
but,
point.
but it makes sense. Like it makes so much sense to the movie
Yeah.
of why it would work.
Yeah.
They really managed to make Mumbai work as like a
High-
character.
yes.
तो उनको वो जगह भी ऑथेंटिक ही लिए ना उन्होंने वेस्टर्न
Drive.
एक्सप्रेस हाईवे लिया सुबह के 4
Yeah.
बजे
Yeah. First
But,
heist in Marine Drive,
Yeah.
and then there were heists in Kandivali, Borivali, moving towards BKC, where
There
the
is a
penultimate heist happened.
Ali name drops Khopoli also at one point.
Yeah.
नॉट अली जय
Jay.
Jay
जय
does-
नहीं
oh,
कबीर
Kabir, sorry,
कबीर नेम
okay.
ड्रॉप्स खोपोली
Uh,
यू नो हाउ ही इज लाइक कल सुबह 6 बजे खोपोली नाका ए इतना जल्दी उठता नहीं है मैं तुम्हारी किस्मत बदलने वाली है तुम भी बदल ही जाओगे एंड आई वाज लाइक दैट इज सच अ ग्रेट मोटिवेशन तुम्हारी किस्मत बदलने वाली है बॉस मैं सुबह 6 बजे मीटिंग ड्राफ्ट नहीं भेज सकती तुम्हारी किस्मत बदलने वाली है तुम भी बदल ही जाओगे
The analysis of the heist was so basic in Dhoom when you watch it now.
yeah.
It's like when Abhishek Bachchan observes like what is going on, he just gives a random statement which is like they're all near the Western Express Highway. That is the pattern of it.
Yeah, and how it starts, do you remember? So जब ये पहला चोरी होता है और वो पकड़ 2 चोरी होते हैं और वो पकड़ नहीं पाते अभिषेक बच्चन्स ब्रेक थ्रू मोमेंट इज व्हेन ही इज लाइक हम उन्हें पकड़ नहीं पाते क्योंकि हम पुलिस की तरह सोच रहे
हमें
थे
चोर की
चोर की
तरह
तरह
सोचना
सोच रहा होगा wow
Actually, yeah, there is a line similar to that in Heat. I think now that you mention it, that we got to think like the robbers or some shit like that. Oh my god, I never thought this. And then we are introduced to Ali, who's a racer in his free time.
A
but
betting racer. He
a betting
bets,
racer, yeah. And for some reason, that race is also like very well put together and very high tech.
और
Yeah.
happening.
मुझे पता नहीं आई डोंट नो हाउ बाइक्स वर्क बट वो ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि वो नीचे दोनों पहियों से जो चल रहे हैं उनसे नहीं हो रहा है, पर ये एक पहिए पे चला के आगे चला जाता है. हाउ इज दिस वर्किंग?
Style, bro. It's what we call
Does this
cinema.
actually work?
As a filmmaker, Sumedh.
But I feel like it's more because they needed like a
Money
like
shot.
a shot, like a money shot of him
Yeah.
riding, and I
Yeah.
don't think he could do it. So
Right.
they put him on a ramp and hoisted him up, and had to take like a super low angle
Right,
shot of
yeah,
him,
yeah.
so that they couldn't see the road down.
Yeah.
So that's why he looks higher than everyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. And also for some reason like anything like अगर वही shot में तुम जॉन इब्राहिम या अभिषेक को भी दिखाते they would have looked very cool. But Uday looks like a merry go round पे आया है.
Yeah.
वो ऐसा उसका expression is so weird. He doesn't feel like his expression on the bike is the same as his expression when he sees Isha Deol get out of the car. Is the same as when he sees Rimis and make gajar ka halwa. It's the exact same.
This plot point of Uday just wanting a wholesome married life, though, is kind of cute for
Yeah.
this.
It is,
entire
it is,
film.
yeah.
It's very cute.
And a very wholesome, like in this full film about like masculinity and stuff, like this one guy just wanting like a
Yeah.
nice pleasant life for himself.
Yeah.
So I
And
was
Really
thinking
makes
about
him-
this. Also, why do you think the Jay Dikshit character? Why do you think they showed him as a married man?
so that Ali
See-
could hit on his wife.
No,
But you could find other ways to do.
see, a cop has to be a nice person.
Right.
Hmm.
A cop has to be a person of good morals.
Correct.
So he has to have a married life.
Life.
at home.
Correct. Right.
His sidekick has to be someone. Sorry, I'll take that again. His sidekick has to be someone who's not that cool. So he has to be someone without a love interest in his life.
Hmm.
So the movie has to help him achieve that.
Correct.
And then the villain obviously has to be single,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
bare-chested, waxed preferably.
Yeah, like if you think about it, there is no out and out love story in Dhoom.
Yeah.
So I thought like they could have given shown like a love interest for John Abraham, but then I realized that कि क्यों नहीं है because it goes against his whole personality. उसको
And his
किसी के
rules,
साथ रिश्ते
क्योंकि
ही
उसके
नहीं
rules
बनाने.
कोई नहीं तोड़ सकता,
Yeah.
वो भी नहीं.
नहीं, उसके rules कोई नहीं तोड़ सकता. वो भी
वो
नहीं.
भी नहीं.
This
And then he
was
throws the cigarette away.
the good old days when you didn't have to show warnings for smoking.
The good old days where like your script development for a villain just happened with a cigarette.
With a cigarette, correct? Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to talk about one peculiar thing. So we are, and I kind of like this whole idea since we mentioned that it's a high speed chase movie in Mumbai.
Yeah.
That the bank robbers are pizza delivery boys, right?
Yeah.
Because who would be such an expert at maneuvering through
Yeah,
Bombay
yeah, yeah.
streets on a bike than delivery
Yeah,
boys?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
thought
was a great touch.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice little touch that they had given. What's the pizza place called? I forgot.
Slice.
Slice?
SLYC.
No, but that's why are we promoting Slice when they're not?
पर वो है, that is the
Really?
name.
That was
Yeah.
the place in the okay.
Which oddly matched the Domino's colors
Yeah.
when I saw the film, which had also just like been launched in India a few
Yeah.
years before.
This was the
If Domino's had if only Domino's had sponsored this film, like फिर वो कितना उसमें कितना अच्छे से integration हो पाता कि everything was laid on the map.
I did see
And
some
then-
Nescafe branding though in the film.
Yeah, but no, अगर Domino's से होता तो बोल भी सकते थे ना कि Domino effect की तरह
Oh,
one by one
oh, nice.
उसका plan reveal होता है. Yeah, but yeah, Nescafe
I
branding.
don't think viewers of Dhoom would know what the domino effect was.
तो वो समझाते ना, पुलिस पूछता
Yeah,
है
yeah, yeah.
Domino आइले बोलता है ए Domino effect मतलब
Yeah, nice Urjita. Wow.
and then Abhishek would have said Domino effect हंसा.
no. John would have come up with some cool line. जब एक इमारत गिरती है तो उसके पीछे दर्जनों इमारतें गिरती हैं.
और पूरा बम्बई गिर
Here
गिरा
oh, there you go. Yes. Aditya Chopra, if you're looking for writers for Dhoom 4, they're right here.
Will direct also. But now you have better.
और वो बोलेगा इमारत गिरती है, अली भी बोलेगा कि इसलिए मैं बोलता है मुझे सीमेंट लगाना चाहिए, another brand.
Before we go into a break, we want to talk about the sidekicks that John has, because I mean I don't remember seeing them in other things. One would expect that
I do.
Oh, you do?
The guy who I forgot his name, but the guy who lost his brother and who got a
Right.
car.
Rohit was the brother. no?
Rohit.
Was Rohit the brother or was Rohit?
Rohit the brother. Rohit was the brother. So that guy, he played Yudhishthir in Star Plus's Mahabharata.
Oh, that's right. On Amazon Prime, if you see the cast,
Yeah,
he's in
yeah.
full getup.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That is how I
okay.
remembered कि मैंने
Lost
इसको
his
कहाँ
brother
देखा
in
है.
the
I have seen that
Mahabharata.
Mahabharata, yeah. Like इसके तरफ देख तो रहा है, ये सब बेच बाच के आएगा.
He's like the what's the guy's name?
You didn't get the बेच बाच के reference.
No, I didn't. What was that?
You know
Oh,
that?
from the
Yeah,
from the
ma'am.
Game of Dice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Good touch.
okay. I forgot.
See,
my
I
joke.
knew I was too intelligent for this. I just knew it.
Okay, we have to take a quick break. When we
Yeah.
come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Dhoom. I have some questions about John's motivations in this film, and we'll do the categories. We'll see you right after this. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and we'll see you right after the break. Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, on popular demand, Cyrus's guest is celebrity photographer and arch nemesis Avinash Gowarikar once again. The duo discusses lots of cricket, led by another round of cricketing banter. Avinash and Cyrus were also graced by a special appearance by Farah Khan on the show, so do not miss this episode. On Pop Talks, Snehil and Antariksh are joined by actor Darshil Safari. Darshil shares his experiences working with Amir Khan on the beloved film Tare Zameen Par, detailing his audition process and navigating the unique challenges of being a child actor. On Has It Aged Well, check out the live episode that myself, Abbas, and my co-host Urjita recorded at India Pod Day with our guest, the legendary crime writer and journalist S. Hussain Zaidi. We discussed Anurag Kashyap's 2006 cult classic Black Friday, adapted from Zaidi's first book of the same name. Folks, if you like our shows, do spread the word. Tell your friends and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. Follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. You'll also find all our shows on YouTube at youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week: Omidyar Network India, Abbott, IDFC First Bank and Save Life Foundation. Thank you for making this possible. And we're back on Has It Aged Well with my co-host Urjita and our guest Sumedh. Urjita, what do you think about the structure and the layout of this film?
तो एक तो यार ये कैसे उन्होंने सोच लिया like because I haven't watched these movies, मैंने Fast and Furious का sorry एक भी नहीं देखा, I'm sorry, but I wanted to understand ये
Do you
और
understand the meaning of family?
That I know, that much I know. I also know like that.
That was
Sorry.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
No, this is well,
I
I
have no idea what you're
What are you
talking
trying
about.
to
that song, dude, that famous song वो जो memes में
Fast
भी
and
आता है,
Furious?
वो दोनों ने क्या जब भी गाड़ी में एक दूसरे की
It's
तरफ
been
देख रहे हैं,
a
Vin Diesel,
while.
it's been a long day, yeah,
How
yeah.
was that tune anything like that song?
No, and it's there, no, towards the end.
Okay.
Wow. Several keys on.
Oh, that song. Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, but anyway, so I haven't watched all these movies, so of course for me Dhoom is like ये तो new है तो मुझे नहीं पता, but tell me if this has ever, this for me was very interesting that this is a buddy cop movie in which जो cop का जो buddy है, he is like this guy who is also like kind of selling illegal things, kind of नहीं कर ही रहा है, and उसको उधर से उसको informer बनाता है वो, and now they are just like together.
Yeah.
So like has this been done before in any other movie?
So I personally feel like what India does best is mixing 8 genres
Okay, fair.
into one. So we can't just have like a movie that's, at least now I don't know how much it's changed now, but at least then when people went into a theater, you had to give them a mix of everything.
Yeah.
तो 8 genres mix करे तो फिर originally हुआ ना in a way.
I actually agree with that. Yes.
If it is more than 5 things, if it is a mix of more than 5 things, then technically you have put in some thought, no?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what, like the Indian audience, when they go in, they want to have some humor. They want to see action. They want to see
Yeah.
dance. They want to
Yeah.
see like friendship, love. And your movie has to accommodate all of this over 2 halves and keep people hooked. So there is one morally bad person, one morally ambiguous person, and one morally great person.
Good person. Yeah, yeah,
nice.
correct.
All 3 of them, and
Yeah.
the goal of
And
this movie has
and
to
the
be-
women are also there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's like it's like in Luck by Chance he says ना हिंदी फिल्म का हीरो एक्शन करता है, रोमांस करता है, सेक्सी होता है वो, and then a girl asks, और सर हीरोइन, हाँ मतलब उसमें भी चाहिए.
तो मुझे ये पूछना था कि इसमें like why इसके पहले हमने जितने भी कॉप मूवीज देखे थे जिनमें अमिताभ बच्चन भी था,
Yeah.
उनमें दोनों विलेन या तो हीरो, दोनों में से एक की तो स्ट्रॉन्ग बैक स्टोरी है, And like in this movie, there is no hero as such. Like I know Abhishek Bachchan is supposed to be the hero, but still it is not like about him and him fighting against evil. It is about him doing his job.
I
Yeah.
personally feel like the hero of this film was Uday.
For you, no?
No. Like
Okay.
in general.
You think that they wanted him to be
Because
the hero?
to me, a hero has to achieve something in a film
Okay.
for his purpose to get fulfilled. Abhishek Bachchan does not end up catching the thief, but Uday Chopra ends up finding a woman for himself, and thereby,
Also, Uday Chopra goes from hating cops to wanting to be a cop.
yeah. So he fulfills his destiny. Abhishek Bachchan doesn't, and John Abraham, I guess, he's there, flings himself from a cliff.
Wow.
I want to talk about that. Should we get to the very end of the film,
Yeah.
where
Spoilers.
spoilers for a film that came out 19 years ago.
Spoilers,
But
right.
obviously I found this about this last night when I watched the film for the first time. Considering the cultural cachet that John got after this film, right? I was expecting the Kabir's end to be like this epic beat down, right? But he just jumps off a cliff. So is he in the sequel? Is he in Dhoom 2?
No.
He's not. So because the ending is just very ambiguous, he just jumps off a cliff. I'm like, okay, so did he die? Did he get away? And then the film just ends. Why do you think that choice was made to not show Kabir, like not have the heroes either arrest Kabir or kill him?
Because-
why is this going out in this
Maybe because they wanted
self-sacrifice?
to keep it ambiguous because they thought कि maybe sequel इसके साथ बनाएंगे.
That could definitely be
Yeah.
one really great point.
Right.
And maybe they hadn't visualized how the
Correct.
sequel would go by
Yeah,
then. But I personally feel like a character like John is one of the first like super cool villains
Correct.
that I've seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't think it befits a super cool villain to be beaten up down. Like he has to choose his own.
But he's still the bad guy, right?
He is the bad guy, but a bad guy with like rules and morals.
And
Right.
ambition.
And also like unlike
You can't
ambition-
hate a guy with ambition.
Sure, but Harshad Mehta had ambitions, but then he paid for it, right?
But then do you hate him now? Now that
Not
Pratik
after the
Gandhi
web
has
series.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah,
But
sorry,
I just felt
continue.
it was a very weird choice because even that cell was the jump off a cliff supposed to signify sacrifice?
No, it was. I think it was supposed to signify a person living by his own rules. He would
Yeah.
rather kill himself than surrender, and that was his thing throughout. Like
And-
I follow a moral code.
Right.
I have like these rules.
Right.
I will stick by them,
Uh-huh.
and I will never break from them. That was his thing.
Hmm.
So, like, I think they borrowed like a few things from Oceans, which is like this is not a film where there is too much gunfighting.
Correct.
Like there
Yeah,
are
yeah,
shots
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but it's not like there every minute
Correct.
of the
Yeah.
film. And John Abraham in particular is not the one shooting constantly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is also like away from most other villains who
Right.
would go out to kill
Right.
themselves.
And also,
So-
I think I have a point here. I think the reason why they didn't show like a proper mara-mari sequence between both of them is because there was no personal agenda involved. I feel like
Yeah.
अगर ऐसा कुछ होता कि maybe अभिषेक बच्चन का कुछ personal vendetta है with him, then maybe शायद the mara-mari sequence would have made sense.
But isn't
But
it
that Maramari thing, I think the heart of it is in that line, which Abhishek Bachchan says, which is, अगर तुम चोर नहीं होते तो हम जरूर दोस्त होते.
correct?
Which is like these two people admire each other
Yeah.
and their
Joker
work
and
ethic.
Batman.
Yeah.
You
but
completely.
they're in different
Oh, yeah.
circumstances.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what.
So they can't show each other like beating up each other. That kind of like diffuses
And
out.
also this friendship, it was initiated by John Abraham first. Like
Yeah.
like remember John Abraham, वो दोनों चल रहे, let's go on a walk. अभिषेक बच्चन हथकड़ी उधर के उधर डाल के काम खत्म कर सकता था, but he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, you know what, date night होना मांगता है.
He was
So
quite
he-
a callous man, huh? Must say.
yeah. हाँ, तो वो दोनों walk पे गए and like मतलब चल रहा उनका बात कर रहे हैं, and John Abraham was also admiring him, and you can see Abhishek Bachchan is like, I'm getting validated. So you can see it on his face also कि अच्छा हाँ, and John Abraham तभी बोलता है कि हमारे साथ काम, like imagine तू पकड़ा गया है, तू पुलिस को पिच कर रहा है हमारे साथ काम कर. That is such a badass move. I was sold right there. You remember him saying that, right? You can work with us also.
Yeah,
Why are
yeah,
you
yeah.
wasting away your time?
Of course, yeah. But I disagree with you on the personal point. I think Kabir makes it personal, right? By calling the cop specifically and saying, this is where I'm going to be, this is where I'm going to carry out the heist. If you have the balls, come and catch me, right? That is making it personal.
That is not personal enough.
But it is. I'm going to point out to the cop that if you have the balls, come catch me.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario. Okay.
Right. Of course, he doesn't go after his wife or anything, not personal in that
Yeah.
sense.
somebody in your office, okay,
Hmm.
tells you that अब्बास तेरे में
मैत्री.
हिम्मत है,
हाँ,
okay fine,
हाँ.
अब्बास तेरे में हिम्मत है तो अगले महीने का प्रमोशन लेके दिखा, वरना तेरे में balls नहीं है,
Okay.
ऐसा बोलेगा, ठीक है.
Hmm.
That of course you'll be like हाँ इसको देख के दिखाऊंगा मैं, हाँ
Hmm.
as opposed to some guy who has stolen your girlfriend
Hmm.
or some guy who has beat up
Hey,
your
hey,
I don't know
Urjita, you don't
some
need to get
family
personal,
member
bro.
or see then this is the angst I'm talking about. ये angst कि मैं इसकी दुनिया तबाह कर दूंगा, that is very different than मैं इसको दिखा दूंगा. I think that is the difference.
अच्छा वैसे.
Like अभिषेक बच्चन को उसकी दुनिया तबाह नहीं करनी थी. That is the angst जिसमें वो मारा मारी काम आती. उसको बस पकड़ना था उसको.
I get your point now.
Yeah.
Thanks for that example.
Yeah, है ना?
So the film was directed by Sanjay Gadvi. Sanjay Gadvi has had an interesting career. So Dhoom was his sort of claim to fame. Before this, he had made two films. One was Tere Liye in 2001. Then there was Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi Hai in 2002.
मेरे
Remember
यार की
that?
शादी also featuring Uday Chopra, Jimmy Shergill and I forgot the actress.
But that was the one instance where I was like, they're not even pretending we're not ripping it off from My Best Friend's Wedding. Let's even name the film Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi Hai. Then he made Dhoom 2.
He made Dhoom.
He made Dhoom
which
2.
was quite an
From what I
improvement,
understand,
honestly.
it's the
Dhoom
best
2
of the three.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dhoom
Stunning.
2 is the best. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it was.
I have a question, okay.
Yeah.
So अगर ये जो I would like to forget about Dhoom 3 for a while. अगर
Yeah, I think we all would.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
some way or the other.
So अगर जॉन इब्राहिम ऋतिक रोशन को मिलता तो डू यू थिंक ऋतिक रोशन की स्टाइल ऑफ चोरी को एडमायर करता है या उसको बोलता कि यू नो ये सब सर्कस में अच्छा लगता है एक्चुअल लाइफ में नहीं? Like, do you think he would admire his way of doing things?
As someone who's not seen Dhoom 2, I would like to say yes. He would have.
But
no,
what do you
I don't
think?
think they would have.
Yeah, no?
I think they would have competed.
They would have
Which
competed.
was also the subplot of Ocean's 12.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice.
But see, like, because John Abraham का चोरी का तरीका very different than
Yeah.
Hrithik Roshan's. Like,
Dressing up as the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and a
dressing-
statue, I
yeah.
guess. There's that
Yeah.
meme where he opens his eyes.
yeah, like he would have been like interesting, पर तुम ही करो मैं नहीं करने वाला. Something.
But I
like
like how much they changed it stylistically. Like from this high octane like bike film, then they
Right.
suddenly made it about like this man with disguises and
like surprise elements. I think they
Yeah.
became hooked to like हम surprise element दिखाएंगे. So
Why do you think they didn't make more after 3? Was 3 that bad?
I
It
thought
got-
they were gonna make 4 was supposed to have Shah Rukh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Dhoom 3 I had liked to be honest, but it's just the ending. मुझे second half उसका इतना पसंद नहीं आया, and I hated the fact that Katrina Kaif barely had anything to do in the film. Maybe that's why.
I mean, again, just judging by the first film, female characters don't seem to have.
But
Arey,
Aishwarya was
Aishwarya Rai had
quite
a
Okay.
was
great
quite
role.
instrumental in the second
yeah,
one.
yeah. She had a
Okay.
great role in Dhoom 2.
And overall that film was quite sound. Like it had way more well developed than the first film. I thought like this is the birth of modern Bollywood when I
Yeah.
watched it for
Dude,
Yeah, I mean,
Dhoom 3
because
was
that's
I'll
like-
tell you why people hated Dhoom 3 because अब तक सबने English movies देखना सीख लिया. Everybody knew this is a rip-off of Prestige.
yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
And also Amir Khan wore one expression through that entire
2 expressions, one for each.
for each character.
Oh, there's a double role.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Then he made Dhoom 2. Then he made Kidnap. Either of you have seen Kidnap? The
I have
Imran Khan,
seen.
Sanjay
I'm
Dutt
very.
film? It's a
I
very
can't
bad
believe
film.
I've seen it.
Exactly, yes.
जिसमें
Dude,
Imran Khan also
have you
has
seen
one
Kidnap?
expression.
There's a scene where in a nutshell, Sanjay Dutt has kidnapped Minisha Lamba. No, Imran has
Khan has-
kidnapped Minisha
Oh yes,
Lamba.
I've seen this film.
You seen
Oh my
that?
god.
And
Mawsam
Sanjay Dutt is the
ye
kidnapper.
awesome bada. How could
then-
you forget this?
Sanjay Dutt gets to the lair
Huh.
where the kidnapper and he ties him up. And then he leaves without taking his daughter. He's like, अगली बार जब मैं आऊँगा तो मैं तुम अपनी बेटी को लेकर अरे यार you're there, just take her and go.
What is this Ramayan thing going on?
Then in 2012 he made Ajab Gazab Love, a film I have no memory of. And then
I
there was a-
have seen this movie.
You've seen this film?
Yeah.
There was like a 8-year gap, and then he made Operation Parinde in 2020.
This I haven't seen.
So yeah, that was Sanjay Gadvi's career. The writer of Dhoom though is a man called Vijay Krishna Acharya, and
Oh.
he is a bit of a Yash Raj specialist. He's written Dhoom 2,
And
Guru.
he has directed also
Oh.
Dhoom 3, right? I think.
Has he?
If
Yes,
I'm
he's
not
directed
wrong.
Dhoom 3.
Yeah.
Correct, you're right. He's written Dhoom 2, Guru, Tashan, Ravan, the Maniratnam Ravan.
Damn.
Dhoom 3, Thugs of Hindustan, and The Great Indian Family, which was out a
Nice.
couple of months ago. So yeah, that's a pretty illustrious career right there. Preetham's music, you guys,
Loved it.
it
Absolutely
became
loved
the all-time most popular reverse car music.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the female vocals. Suhamayo. Exquisite. Sounds like a dish you would
See,
get at
that
food.
sounded like what it should sound, unlike the Fast and
ये
Furious
lyrics
song.
है ना सीधा सीधा.
Okay, did all of them have a tune? For Ali, it was ta-na-na-na,
Yeah,
ta-na,
yeah.
and then for John, it was always ta-na-na-na.
Doom, doom.
Yeah.
And for Abhishek, it was.
What was it for Abhishek?
I
We
think
have
it was just car sounds.
Can we also at some point address the nitrous oxide buttons
Yeah.
that they had 100% taken from that video game?
They
Where
Jetpack
was
Joyride.
this? I don't remember
They've
this. Where
taken
was
it
this?
from Jetpack Joyride.
No, and that bike game, shit, I forget.
Arey,
Road Rash?
Yes!
Okay. But where were the nitrous oxide
So that was the
buttons?
big deal with those bikes. They were fitted with nitrous oxide.
Oh.
So did you see the parts where there were blue flames coming
Yes.
out?
Yeah, yeah.
That was because of nitrous oxide.
Oh.
That's why Ali could never compete with them because he didn't have nitrous oxide. He was playing it
damn.
fair, but they weren't.
I must have zoned out at that.
So
at
next
this
movie
time.
में you should have played a scientist. कि अभी अपना खुद का नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड बनना मांगता है क्या है ना बाहर से लिया तो महंगे पड़ता है अपना होममेड बनाना बेस्ट है ना.
Also, the reveal that Ali and ACP Dikshit were on the same side all along, you could see that coming from a mile away.
I didn't back then.
Oh, you didn't?
I did
Oh,
not.
damn.
Now maybe I would.
This time also I didn't see it coming.
Then I was mind blown. I was like, what is this level of writing that I've just
Yeah.
gone through?
Hey
उसका
man,
अगर
it made a
थोड़ा
filmmaker
सा-
out of you, so it worked.
Yeah, I guess.
Of course, this made a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Hey,
This-
100%. It
Yeah.
is going to.
Suha Mayo. That made a filmmaker out of him.
The fact that the reveal, also the twist rather than the reveal, that Isha Deol is on the villain's side. Again, reminded me of the Deepika reveal from Pathan, where you find out, oh no, she's
दीपिका
been...
के 3 रिवील है वो
I know, yeah, but this one reminded me of the first one. And I like that now that Isha is a villain, she has black lipstick on, like she's goth now.
Yeah.
So that was
And
pretty
she
cool.
has wet hair all the time.
Yeah.
You have to क्योंकि डैंड्रफ बहुत होता है विलेंस को तो बाल बार बार धोने पड़ते हैं.
Was this the first like iconic like emerge out of the sea?
For Hindi cinema? Maybe. I'm sure there must have been earlier. It's inspired by Ursula Anderson in the Bond film from the 60s.
I saw a
forget
little
the
bit
one.
of Baywatch in it. वो जैसे बीच पे चल के आ रही है.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's
of
a
course
more
people say
trashy
that-
version of the Bond scene is Baywatch.
Wow.
So a bit of that as well, yes. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add about Dhoom?
I had a
film
quiz question.
Yes.
What do you all think of VFX? You ask your
Huh,
question
yeah.
and then I'll ask.
So okay, this is a very subjective question. So this have you noticed this item song genre where like a dance is happening, okay, in front of an audience, okay, while the cops are looking for criminals in the background.
Yeah.
Like मतलब वो लड़की नाच रही है, but you are like, you know, it is not frivolous. It's like the police are also like dispersed in the full scene और फिर वो हवा देख रहे कि वो villains को ढूंढ रहे हैं. Whereas, just name one more song in Bollywood where this is happening. This has happened in many
I mean,
movies.
there are many, but I can't think of one right now. Isn't there a song like that?
Shanti Om?
Om Shanti Om mein where?
Not Om Shanti Om, sorry. Happy New Year? Why am I mixing it up?
Happy New Year, yeah. Okay, it doesn't have to be police. It can be like a bunch of
I
people
can
looking
think of
for
a name
someone.
of a
हाँ.
film. In Sarfarosh,
Yeah.
there is that song. Ye Jawani Mustaqil.
Yes. जोर से
While
बोला,
that song
बस
is
शर्मा
happening,
क्यों रहे हो?
the bar, because I don't remember the words. There are cops
Yeah.
looking for
Yeah.
somebody. So
I'm
yeah, that's one.
confusing that with the one हीरे मोती के कंगन पहना दे कि मैं
I don't
तेरी
remember this.
दुल्हन बन
I don't
जाऊं.
remember this song.
This
I still don't
Dude,
remember
this song. Okay, I have to talk about this song. Okay, this song
Which
in
film is it
Sarfarosh.
from?
Sarfarosh.
Sarfarosh,
only.
okay.
Yeah. तो इस मूवी में ये जो गाना है ना, this follows the setup punchline rule. The setup is हीरे मोती के कंगन पहना दे कि मैं तेरी दुल्हन बन जाऊं, and the beat drop doesn't have like a lyric. It has just the girl sing
Back then we didn't call it a beat drop. We call it a mukhda.
Mukhda.
So yeah.
yeah. But Sarfarosh also, yes, good example.
So do I get
There
the
is
point?
You get the point,
Thank
but yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know you were playing for points.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
And but like I was also thinking of a very popular song, "ऐसा जादू डाला रे" from Khaki, जिसमें exact same चीज हो रही है कि वो stage पे dance कर रही है and then बाहर पुलिस audience में ढूंढ रही है कहीं तो. But
I
yeah.
think that just became a shorthand to insert an item song, but also make sure that people don't
Yeah.
tune out.
Yes.
Some of the plot is still
Yeah.
happening.
And in Dhoom it happens twice. Once in Salame and once during
Yes.
Dhoom
Dhoom,
Machale,
Dhoom
Dhoom
Machale.
Machale. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
true.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the VFX of the film?
When I saw it for the first time, I thought it was like the most mind-blowing like action sequences I'd seen. But now they kind of look a little tacky. Some of the shots are very stylistic.
पर पुरानी movie है तो maybe that's why.
I mean, I don't know.
I think they've more or less hold up because we've seen some really tacky VFX for this show when we revisit some films from even the mid 2000s. Some of that has not aged very well.
But the stunts are really
The stunts are well executed, and I think
well executed.
most of it, this film at least, is shot practically, which
Yeah.
was what I was impressed by.
I know John Abraham did a couple of them.
Yeah.
Like the going into the truck while it's still in motion.
There's this very weird choice they did where towards the end, when I think when they leave Isha, they will behind and then they leave, and Isha and Uday are about to have a moment, and then suddenly Abhishek turns up, and he calls him, and he does a very elaborate jump to join Abhishek on the ground. I don't know why. It almost feels like they shot that and just they had to put it somewhere because it was
He
a
did
big
it because
stunt.
वो still motion में थे ना. He wanted to catch John Abraham. That's why I was like, अरे जल्दी कर, पनवेल निकलना है. That is why I think time नहीं है landing का येड़या. That's what they meant.
And I read on IMDb that much of the climax fight was done with like I don't know what it's called, where you put the actors on the string and they have to like do the wires. Yeah. So I think most of this film, apart from I think the very end where John just jumps off the thing and you can clearly see it's a green screen behind him, most of it for me stood up well. Yeah. You, Urjita?
The VFX.
VFX, yes.
Action में skip कर देती हूँ actually.
तो देखी कैसे धूम आपने?
मैं धूम में और बहुत चीजें ठीक है, बहुत सारे amazing dialogues है John के. John, I feel like he gets a lot of nice dialogues, like something that maybe you would expect.
Cool
like,
dialogues, you mean?
Cool dialogues.
Because he's
like,
the primary antagonist of the film, so he has to have the.
Yeah, but then I thought Abhishek also should have gotten like a few of those dialogues.
That's true, maybe.
Maybe
yeah.
he did, but then because
It's
know,
Abhishek, who's a great actor.
Yeah, Abhishek, I liked his acting in Guru, like, and that's why I keep thinking that he was robbed. But then I saw Dhoom and I was like, not so much maybe. But
See, I can't say anything because it'll be a conflict of interest. Because me and AB
You go
go
back
way
a long
we
way.
go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Abhishek ji is going to comment on this video and just say, brother, you can say anything. We are not friends.
Okay, let's get into the categories. So Sumedh, what's the first category?
We didn't. What's age the
Sorry.
best? What's age
what
the worst? And also we didn't do a favorite character last time. We have to do it this
Acha,
time.
theek hai, cool. Okay, I'll do it again. Okay, let's do the categories. So Sumedh, if like from what's happening to me? One more time. Okay, let's do the categories. Sumedh from Dhoom 2004. What's age the best and what's age the worst?
I think what has aged the best for me is Uday Chopra in the film.
Oh my god.
I
okay.
genuinely feel like his character is incredibly endearing.
Okay.
Still holds up. And I feel like even if the film was made today, you could insert him exactly the same way and he would still be very charming.
Yeah.
and
Is
like
he
a lot
as
of
good in 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, and also another interesting point. He didn't crack any sexist jokes. I think, as far as I remember.
Wow, yeah, I'm trying
would
to
have
scan in my head.
remembered-
And
No, nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Nothing.
He was just wholesome.
Yeah.
All he
Yeah.
wanted was a wholesome relationship.
Yeah, and he was not creepy also.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
He
True.
looked at Isha Deol very longingly and just said, "Tu unke saath nahi jayegi kya?" And that's it. That she stayed.
Yeah.
He just turned to the skies and like, "Mummy, meri iske saath setting laga."
Yeah.
Yeah. What a wholesome
Kinda
guy.
cute.
Yeah. So,
Cut to him talking in an
He was
American
so-
accent throughout the romantics.
dude, he was. he
What a
was
wholesome guy.
He was
When
such
I
a
approached
harmless
Ali.
guy. Dude, he was such a harmless guy that Abhishek Bachchan was actually like, okay with him flirting with, not flirting, but okay with him.
Flirting.
Flirting only. Yeah, and in fact वो उसको धमकी दे रहा था कि अगर तुमने ये नहीं किया तो मैं उसको बता दूंगा तुम्हारे बारे में.
But so gangster, after he gets beaten up by Abhishek Bachchan,
Yeah.
goes to his wife to complain
Yeah,
about him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So gangster.
Very
It's
nice.
a very, very man written by woman energy.
That I would not go so far as to say that, but
Urjita cancelled both of us.
ये मतलब थोड़ा ज्यादा हो रहा है, ठीक है. But
And,
yeah,
what says
dude,
the-
sorry, I just remember that Uday Chopra, they had to like hammer home the point that he's the comedian in this movie.
Yeah.
So much so that they actually got him dressed up as a clown twice.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Also shot in BKC, like right
Yeah.
outside ICICI Bank.
Yeah, I could see Mumbai, Andheri,
Dude,
Bandra,
Crossroads at Tardeo, which is a mall we all loved, which is not there
Khopoli
anymore.
Naka,
Oh man,
closer to
all
Kalyan.
all of this has aged impeccably.
Yeah.
But you can't see, in a lot of places, when I was watching the movie, I'm like, no ceiling.
I know. Yeah. What is the worst?
Definitely the VFX for me.
Okay.
It looks quite tacky
Alright.
now.
I think because you're watching it maybe from a filmmaker's POV.
No, I feel like Bollywood has evolved so much since then.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought
think
some
it
of
is.
a lot of the VFX in Pathan also looks very tacky.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. There's something about even the way like the stunts are staged
Okay.
and stuff. I don't know. Like
Okay.
now when I see it, it doesn't thrill me the same.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And I do when I still watch Ocean's 11 or Heat or any of the
Right.
derivative
Right.
movies that it's derived from, they
Right.
still really hold
Hold
up.
up.
So
Cool. Fair enough. Urjita, for you, what
Yeah,
is the
I
best?
think like if for a movie, if you say that what's aged the worst is the VFX or the graphics, I think that's a big win. Because it's like VFX for me is not as important as the story. I know this movie is about VFX and all, but
Yeah.
still it is not as important
no,
for
I still
me.
find them very entertaining.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
same.
watched it last night and it was incredibly entertaining.
And also the fact that VFX will never keep up with the times. It is very
But
difficult
just like you
for
mentioned,
VFX
Ocean,
to
if
age
you watch
well.
Lord of the Rings or even Ocean's 11 or even the smaller films now, they still look good.
It's more like the construction of how you make like a action gag or
Fair.
in those places, like now you can properly tell that this is a early 2000s
yeah.
work.
Yeah, that's true.
But I also feel like a lot of people were doing that for the first time over here. So to give them their credit,
Yeah.
it's very tough
Fair enough. Yeah.
for them to
Yeah.
hold up.
Also, it was a
now.
moderately budgeted film. I don't think Dhoom was a very high budget
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
But still
उनको
it
high
was
budget
Yash
मिला
Raj.
नहीं था. They were trying to prove कि ये हम कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
वो, and also this was a new genre that they were dabbling in after a long time. So
For you,
but yeah,
what
for
is
you,
the best? What is the
what's
worst?
aged the worst? I feel I don't know. I want to say like I wasn't rooting for anybody as such in the movie.
Okay.
I think if the movie
Not
would have
even
gotten
Ali?
me, no.
Okay.
I think if the movie would have gotten me to root for at least one of them properly, then I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. That I think on the plot level, VFX का मैं इतना बात नहीं करती, but what's aged the best according to me is again Uday Chopra's character.
Okay.
Yeah. And John Abraham's dialogues. I had completely forgotten उसके dialogues क्या सही है. Even today I find them cool. So yeah, John Abraham's
Okay.
dialogues.
For me, what's is the worst is like I said, the gaze is very it's aimed at a very male gaze. Like it's very body parts out of context film. It's very of its time. What says the best? I would say Uday Chopra's character, yes, but I would also say the chemistry between Abhishek and Uday Chopra. I think that's aged the best. I had fun while watching them, and John is also really good. So yeah, overall I think it holds up well. Sumedh, if you had to program a double feature with Dhoom, and you can't program Dhoom 2 and Dhoom 3, which other film would you program with it?
From Bollywood?
Or from anywhere?
With Dhoom, I feel like I would program Dostana.
Okay, another Abhishek John.
Yeah. I feel like it would be like after seeing Dhoom where they're against
Each other.
each
Yeah.
other, to see both of them now working together
Nice.
to achieve something would be
Correct.
like really nice.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that is the alternate life, no?
and-
Because वो बोलता भी ना अभिषेक अगर हम अगर तुम चोर नहीं होते तो हम
दोस्त
दोस्त
होते।
होते.
but also like I know there are parts of Dostana that have also aged horribly right
badly,
now,
yeah.
but
Many.
I do feel like there's something about how masculine Dhoom was that Dostana just threw away somewhere,
Fair enough,
which makes it a nice like
Double
bill
feature.
to watch along with it.
Nice.
For you, Urjita?
I think I would feature Dhoom 2 with it.
No, you can't put
Can't.
the other Dhoom films.
Then I should have thought of this before. Can you go first?
Okay.
Huh.
So Dhoom is a film about bikes, right? It's about bikes, it's about adrenaline. What would be a great counterpart to a bike film? It would be a car film. What's the most important and most essential car film we've had in Bollywood in the last 25 years?
Tararam
Stars
Bum.
and the Wonder Car.
Oh.
So yeah.
Tararam Pam as well. I think we've had all of two. So
Yeah.
I would not like to put anybody through Tararam Pam again. So I would feature Tarzan the Wonder Car, a film that I consider so bad that it's good, along with Dhoom, which is actually a good film. So that would be my choice.
I would Jism.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If John got you horny with Dhoom, you can make that reach the next level with
John
just
got me honey.
Hey, not for the horny, just for his dialogues.
just for the of course for the cinema, for the
Yeah,
cinematic
yeah.
achievement.
Please, his dialogues
it
are
was.
great in Jism
Uh,
also.
okay.
I haven't seen this one, so I should.
I just
probably-
remember
Yeah, he
one
says,
dialogue, Jism ki
Please.
bhook.
So,
Jism had good songs though. So
Jism
that's
had good
good.
songs. Yeah.
Your favorite performance from the film?
Favorite performance?
Yeah.
Uday. Come on.
Uday Chopra?
Uday for sure.
Uday Chopra.
Uday
John
and
Abraham, I think for me. Uday is good, but you could see his affluence slip in a few places. Like he's trying very hard to do the Tapori thing, but you could
नहीं
still
यार
see.
मुझे वो नहीं लगा ऐसा.
मेरे
I
को
thought he
लगा
was
थोड़ा like
organic
Uday, you're
Tapori.
trying hard, but your
मुझे बाद में
your
पता
privilege
चला-
is showing.
मुझे बाद में पता चला वो यशराज से related है.
Really?
हाँ.
Oh,
तो I feel like he
fuck.
did a great job.
How?
मुझे लगा वो ऐसे उठाया उसको. Then I was like,
Okay.
oh wow. This guy has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do the rating scale. Sumedh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well sorry, I'll take it again. Sumedh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think Dhoom from 2004 has aged? If you
I
had to
want
give
to
it a score.
say a solid 6.
Oh, is this one of the inside jokes that your friend told you about?
No. Is this an inside joke?
Yeah, but there's this whole thing that when I have to score something, I always say I would give it a solid 6.
Oh wow, really?
If he really likes a movie, then he gives it a solid 6 and stumps all of us. Wow, this is a 6.
Would you rewatch it? How rewatchable do you think? is the film?
100% rewatchable. It's rewatchable as like a reunion film. It's rewatchable as like let's visit my past film. It's
Okay.
rewatchable as a let's just have fun tonight. film, I think.
Suhama, yeah.
Urjita, for you?
I think on a Has It Aged Well scale, this is an 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
And on the rewatchability scale, I think 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, also it's a 6, solid
Solid
6 out of 10. But I would say rewatchability, it's like a 4 because I've seen it now and I don't think I will revisit it very often.
But you also watched it for the first time.
I did, but that's what I'm saying. For you
Yeah.
guys, the nostalgia element is very strong.
Yeah.
For me, that's not there because I consciously avoided this film. Now that I've seen it, I realize I shouldn't have. It's actually an enjoyable film.
Yeah.
So good film, holds up well, but I don't know how much I'll go back to it. But I'm interested in watching the sequels now, so I will catch up with them.
I'm very
Doom
curious
2,
what you think of
yeah,
Doom
We
two,
should
Doom two,
have
yeah.
Sumedh back
Yeah,
for
For
Doom
for
2,
Doom
let's
2.
go.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, before we wrap up and go to the alternate endings, Sumedh, there's something very monumental about to happen in your life. A short film that
Oh
you
yes,
made.
sorry, yes. I should have. I really got.
I
enwrapped
also
in-
forgot.
You're about to get married. No. So at the time of recording, from tomorrow, the Mumbai Film Festival kicks off, and they have this category which is very popular called Dimensions, where they
It's
screen.
us in Marathi shots.
Oh, yours is Marathi shots. Sorry, so I take that
Yeah.
again. Okay, cool. So at the time of recording, the Mumbai Film Festival is about to kick off from tomorrow, and a short film that you made is about to be screened at Mumbai Film Festival. Not only that, one of the other two people on this panel features in
Let's
that
go.
Yay.
film. Just tell us in a nutshell what the film is about and how did the whole Mumbai Film Festival thing happen?
I have made a film called Vinchu last year, which stars Urjita, who has done a phenomenal job, by the way. She was so good. And the film is basically about a queer person working in a very right-wing Marathi political
Oh,
party,
nice.
and just how he's dealing with like his own sexuality as well as being really bad at his job. So I just thought like what it would be like to be a part of an incompetent right-wing party that just wants to be noticed. And I think like I wrote the roles around 3 of my friends. I wrote Urjita's role specifically around her, and she very nicely agreed to do it. And we shot in Pune. We shot over 2 days. They were 2 long days of shoot. They were a lot of fun to shoot, but also quite tiring. And yeah, we made it. I didn't expect it to go anywhere. I sent it to like a bunch of film festivals, and it's been accepted in Mummy. It's been accepted at DIF, Dharamshala.
Nice.
So I'm kind of excited.
That's great.
And it's
What
playing
does Urjita play in the film?
Urjita plays the party intern
Okay.
who,
I did get a right-wing vibe from you since the very beginning. Yeah.
I kind of like felt a little suspicious how seamlessly she went into character. Like she said her lines and I was like, wait, let me brief you.
Cool. Are there? I mean, will the film be up anywhere once?
I'm going to put it up after the 2
Okay.
festivals.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to put it up on a couple of platforms.
Nice.
We'll
What's
be
it called again?
Vinchu. Vinchu means scorpion.
Okay.
And the
Oh, like a bichu.
yeah.
Ah.
But the 3 of them are a part of. Thank you.
After Bobby Deol, guess who?
No, I get like a Marathi. It's
Yeah.
called bichu.
The 3 of them are in a party called the Vinchu Sena.
Got it.
And it's named after a very popular Marathi character called Tatya Vinchu.
Oh
from
yes, I know
Yeah.
Tatya
movie-
Vinchu.
From the
Yeah,
movie
and that's
Sapat
our
Lela.
sign.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the sign.
nice.
So whenever they are about to beat up people, they do
Yeah.
that.
Should I be worried? It's okay. So look out for Vinchu. It'll be out very soon, hopefully. Whenever it's out, we'll put a link in the description. Cool. Let's now get into the alternate ending segment right now. Alright, so this is the alternate ending segment where we suggest an alternate ending to the way the film originally ended, or we pitch a sequel. So in Dhoom, Kabir jumps off a cliff and supposedly dies, and Ali and Dikshit, ACP Dikshit, are friends, and we know there were Dhoom 2 and 3, but let's just assume in this universe Dhoom 2 and 3 didn't happen. So if you had to give another ending than the way the film that was my producer having a moment. So if we had to give an alternate ending to Dhoom from 2004, Sanjay Gadvi comes to you, Aditya Chopra comes to you, says, Sumedh, I'm releasing a alternate card DVD. I want you to script the ending.
I
How
would tell
you
him,
end it?"
Aditya, I've written 4. You pick whatever is budget friendly, whatever you can manage
Okay.
this time. Okay, so the first ending is both of them walk away, and then you see a hand come up,
Oh, nice.
and that's it. Like that's where the
Yeah.
the literal cliffhanger.
Nice.
Nice.
The second one is that Abhishek Bachchan, in a last plea, when he sees when John Abraham is caught between them,
Yeah.
begs him to join the police force.
Okay.
And John Abraham, at that moment, is confronted with either the cliff or the side of the good cops.
Right.
And he decides to switch.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is that Uday Chopra is spurned
Mhm.
by both the cops
Mhm.
as well as John Abraham, and then he decides to form his own gang.
Oh.
I've
Very
really given
nice.
this part. of this podcast.
So that's 3. There's
Wow.
one more left.
Yes, the last
I like
one,
all of them,
The last one is actually it's an alt ending completely,
Of course.
but it's when you realize that actually down the cliff
Mhm.
there's Isha Deol waiting to rescue John Abraham. Boom, she was
Oh.
with them the entire while. She was fooling Ali as well, and she's the actual leader of the gang.
I don't think me and you need an alternate ending this episode. I think Sumedh's covered all bases.
I have one.
What is yours? What
I
is
have
yours?
one,
I'm very
okay.
curious.
So, I would like to take you back to that whatever that thing is called, that boat,
Hmm.
little boat. What is it? Motorboat. Yeah. So
It has a
motorboat
completely
pe-
different connotation, but we'll not go there.
Motorboat pe. Oh.
Abbas, yeah.
What? I can't not address it.
Took a few seconds.
Yeah, and I hated how I got it also. But so वो motorboat पे अभी shut up.
Sorry.
No.
We have to wrap up. Yes.
Yeah.
Motorized bike.
Yeah, motorist.
Boat. Sorry.
Yes, nice. तो वो बाइक पे ऐसा उनका दोनों का ऐसे चल रहे there is a moment of silence between the two of them, Uday and Abhishek. Abhishek looks at him and goes, so what made you change your mind at the last moment? And then you find out that Uday was not in on it since the beginning. Uday and Abhishek, they both actually had a fight. And then we reveal that John Abraham had said very bad things to him. And like, it's just that he, flashback mein dikhate hai ki he realizes that John Abraham had very, very evil motives. Like maybe he was with the Taliban or something aisa kuch, and that is what he's like, no, these are bad people. These are they are not doing it just for the money. There is a very like deeper and bad plot that's waiting for him, and that's what made him change his mind. Because I felt that, you know, there should have been like I said, there should have been some angst, some like stronger reason. So I thought like maybe that
Okay.
Do you have an
that made him change.
I
his
do.
mind.
It's a it's a bit of a like one of, you know, you have those 30-second TikToks where there are so many twists that it's hard to believe.
I'm alright.
So my thing is,
Bro.
so yeah. So Ali and ACP Dikshit are walking away. John has just jumped off a cliff, and Ali is being his playful self. Like, apan banega kya copy hai wo? And then Abhishek is walking away. Suddenly he realizes that Ali is not next to him. He turns back. He sees Ali pointing a gun at him.
Oh.
So the first reveal is that so he's pointing a gun at him. He realizes, oh shit, Ali was the bad one all along. While this is happening, we see a parachute coming up, and we see Kabir is actually in the with the parachute. He survived. He didn't, like, he pulled the parachute at his back. And then he comes, and ACP Dikshit is like, oh shit, like Ali and Kabir were on it together all along. So they shoot ACP Dikshit. Okay, he's dead. And then Kabir is like, one more job done. You know, we've got it. Here's the next job. Here's where we're gonna do the next thing. And whoever the next replacement of Dikshit is, we're gonna take care of him as well. And Ali's like absolutely yes. And then Ali walks away. And then we were closing in on Kabir. It's like this thing. And he thinks to himself. We can hear his thoughts. Kabir is like, you know, if only he knew that I was the one who killed Ali's mother.
Oh, snap.
Cut.
Oh.
Cut to Tata Young singing Dhoom 2.
Tata
Roll to
Young,
credits.
Tata singing, I am Ali's mother.
So yeah, those were our alternate endings for Dhoom from 2004. I hope you enjoyed them. Sumedh, thank you so much for taking time out and
Thank you for
doing
having
this. Anything you want to plug? Where can people find you on social media or the work that you've done? Please go ahead.
I am at Sumedh Natu on Instagram, and yeah, please watch my film when it comes out. Watch it for Urjita.
Yeah. Right wing Urjita.
Right with Urjita.
Urjita, where can people find your right wing content online?
Wow. No way, it's on the dark web. But okay, no. But you guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel at @Urjitavani, and you guys can also follow me on Instagram at @Urjitavani. And thank you so much. Love you very much.
And my name is Abbas. Follow me on Instagram at AbbasMomin88 and on X. Sorry, I'll take it again. And my name is Abbas. Follow me on Instagram at AbbasMomin88 and on X as Abbas Momin. That was our episode. Thank you so much for sticking till the very end. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll be back next week with a new film and a new guest. Till then, bye-bye.
IVM